Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. So, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And what did you think?
Well, I thought it was a pretty good crossword.
Good?
And then I read wordplay, not the comments, but I found out that it was a debut for the crossword author by the name of Chris Leatherberry.
Mm-hmm.
He actually wrote this puzzle when he was 14 years old.
Wow.
And he's been tweaking it. Well, he sort of let it rest during high school and college days.
I was going to say, we don't know how old he is. It could have been like last week. But...
No.
Okay.
No, he let it rest for like 8 years during high school and college, and now he's pulled it back up again and finally got it tweaked enough that it was accepted by the New York Times.
Wow.
And
that's perseverance.
He described it as being mundane.
Oh.
He said, but I'll take mundane if it gets published in the New York Times. He was very excited about getting it published.
I figured mundane should have gone to a Monday.
Yeah. I didn't think it was mundane. I rather liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it wasn't anything flashy, but it was a good puzzle.
Right?
Mm-hmm. So it certainly had some long answers. I guess maybe that's why it took me a little bit longer than a Tuesday usually does. So,
And they were all related to the theme.
Yes, they were. And I thought that was very clever, the theme. The themed clues, 3 of them, were related to various signs that we see often if we do any kind of traveling or going out and about. The first one was actually 2 whole lines of the puzzle, 17 across and 23 across, totally the whole length of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was restroom posting for employees. And the answer to that was, of course, wash hands before returning to work.
Yes.
So
always
I
a good
thought
idea.
of you and thinking you would put in there Lavos los manos.
Lavas los manos?
Because that's the only Spanish you really know.
Actually, I'm a little bit wobbly on that now, so I'm pretty well down to zip, as we like to say in Spanish.
Yeah.
Zipola.
Anyway, the second one was beach posting, 53 across, which was warning high tide. And the last one was 63 across, posting after a spill, and that was caution, wet floor. And what these all have in common was the answer to 38 and the answer to 42 across. The clues being a zodiac trio that hints at the longest answers in this puzzle, which of course were those that I just read, and the answer to those clues was water signs, like the water signs of the zodiac. But these were water signs because they were all related to water, washing hands, high tide, and wet floor. So that was the theme.
So what is the zodiac trio that relates to water?
Well, Aquarius, that's me. That's the water bearer.
I guess Pisces.
Pisces, the fish.
Right.
What would be the third one?
Niagara, the falls.
No.
Erie, the lake.
No.
Let me know if I'm getting close.
So.
Let's see. There's Libra, the scales.
Yes. Sagittarius.
How about Cetus? Isn't there a Cetus the whale? I mean, that's
not a zodiac sign.
It's a
I'm under the sign of the whale.
Well, I believe those folks get like free Weight Watcher. Anyway, well, but Cetus is a constellation, I would like to point out.
Well, it is. I'm sorry. It's not Aquarius. It's Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer is the crab, and Scorpio is the scorpion. That's not a water thing, but anyway, those are the water signs.
Wouldn't you find a scorpion in water?
No, not necessarily.
I don't know where you find it. I don't generally go
in the desert.
I don't go look for really.
Perhaps that's one of. I think they're more prevalent in arid countries, aren't they?
Well, perhaps that's one of the anti-water signs. You have
True.
two water
I always
signs.
thought I was a water sign, so So I wonder what sign I am.
What are you?
I'm Aquarius. I'm Aquarius, the water bearer. So.
A small mystery. All right. Well, we'll have to figure that out at some point.
Do some research on that.
Right. It is astrology, so I don't think we have to research too hard.
Okay. So anyway, that was the puzzle. And I thought it was not too bad for a Tuesday.
No, and there were some interesting clues there.
Yes.
4 across, the African capital where W.E.B. Du Bois is buried is Accra.
Yes. I have a funny story about that.
Really?
6 down, which was the second C in Accra.
Yes.
The clue was someone you might be reluctant to lend a hand to. And I put Hannibal, because isn't that the character that is, that eats his victims, Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs?
Yes.
So I put Hannibal. So I had as the answer there, Actra. So, and of course the puzzle didn't solve. That was another reason why it took me longer. And I'm like, well, what could it be? And then I'm like, oh shoot, it's cannibal, not Hannibal. So.
Oh, and you're unfamiliar with Accra?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks to a famed NPR reporter, I am well aware of the name Accra because she would always say it with such gusto and delight. Accra.
Well, it has been in the puzzles before, I'm sure. I've seen it in the puzzle.
Well, right next to 6 down, Cannibal, we had 7 down, Flying Adversary of Godzilla, RODAN.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably not pronounced RODAN. That's the sculptor.
Yes.
But I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's spelled RODAN. RODAN.
Probably pretty close to RODAN.
And I watched a couple of YouTube snippets showing Godzilla and RODAN going at it. It was pretty impressive.
Oh.
There was a lot of fire being exchanged. Very exciting stuff, I can tell you.
I didn't know Godzilla had fire. No.
One of them, either RODAN or I guess it must have been RODAN who had the fire.
I think RODAN, yeah,
right.
It's like a fire-breathing dragon type thing.
It was someone was flying there, so that must have been RODAN.
Yes,
because Godzilla is your basic
giant lizard.
Giant lizard, yes. Let's see. We had 11 down. The Spanish marinade was adobo.
You remember that?
I didn't, but I just like to say adobo whenever I get the opportunity.
Because we had that just a few days ago.
27 across. Leopold's co-defendant in a famous 1924 trial was Loeb, L-O-E-B.
That's right.
Were you familiar with that trial?
I have heard the names Loeb and Leopold, but I'm not really familiar with the trial.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
Oh, okay. Maybe
so
it's a good thing.
We'll leave it out of the podcast here.
Okay, good idea.
Let's see. 46 across was blank pie, fraternity for the sweet tooth, and so pie was spelled P-I, of course,
right.
And the blank was eta, as in eta pie.
Yes.
They must get a lot of jokes about that.
Don't believe that's a real.
It isn't?
I don't think so.
Oh, it should be.
Sigma pi. Or
yeah, well, no
Sigma
one's
phi.
No,
so.
No one's going to join that. There's no pi involved.
But eta pi.
And the next clue across, 47 across, Singer Sands of the 60s was EVIE.
Yes.
And I started listening to her music, and it's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
As is a lot of the music that the New York Times brings to our attention.
Oh.
Except she's, written songs in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s,
wow.
the 90s, the aughts, the 10s, and the 20s. Her last album was like 21 or 23.
No
and I'm like,
kidding.
they shouldn't call her Singer Sands of the 60s. Should at least be of the 60s and more recent. Well, they probably
millennia.
they would have worked on the wording of that. But it's just like, what an insult. She just released an album. So, yeah, really, really
That's
interesting.
like saying Cher, singer Cher of the 60s. But
Right.
She's still singing.
Is she?
I believe so, yeah.
When was the last time she was in the New York Times crossword?
It's probably been a while.
We can actually answer that question. The last time that she was in the New York Times crossword was, it was like 3 weeks ago.
Oh.
Nicolas Cage's co-star in Moonstruck.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
And
She won an Oscar for that.
she was first in the New York Times crossword in 1952, where she was clued as Mont Blanc Ami. So actually, that really wasn't Cher, the person.
No.
Looks like the first time she showed up was as herself.
Probably in the 70s.
1967. Sonny's singing partner.
Oh, 67.
Because it was Sonny and Cher.
Yep, that's right.
So, all right. A bit of a stroll through memory lane there.
That's right.
48 down was a real mystery to me. Meredith Blank, former Today host. Vieira? Vieira. Vieira.
Yep.
There's a woman who was destined to have to spell her last name every time she had to give her last name.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, man. And you knew that?
Yep.
And you knew how to spell it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
But I was thinking it was Vieria. Then I thought
Viria.
It's pronounced Vieira.
Right.
So I thought, well, Vieria. And then I thought, well, maybe it's RRA because I got the cigar there in the second to last, the R in the second to last place there. So
as in Groucho Marx prop cigar. Yep.
So I thought, well, maybe it has two R's, but no, it is Vieira.
Wow.
Vieira.
Should have gone for Smith. She'd be a lot more famous.
I don't know. She's done pretty well.
Okay. 70 across in that general area of the crossword. Kind of football played on a 50-yard long field. Arena football.
Right.
Have you ever watched any arena football?
Yes, I have.
50-yard long field? That would be so like if Patrick Mahomes was playing, he could like throw from one end to the other.
That's right. That's right. But yes.
What is the purpose of that? And what league do they have?
Well, they're...
The AFL?
The Indoor Football League. So
okay.
Yeah.
They couldn't find a bigger building?
I guess not.
Or maybe it was just cheaper to do it that way.
I think so.
All right.
That'd have to be a very, very large building, 100 yards.
Well,
it'd be as big as a football stadium.
They have indoor football stadiums, right?
They do, but they play it in an arena like that would also service basketball and hockey and stuff like that.
See, now, I think a lot of people would pay to watch football being played while the people wear skates. You go in for a tackle, and then the physics of the thing would just be hysterical.
I suppose, but yes. They used to have one where we used to live many years ago. They had a indoor football team. And I can't remember the name of them, though. But, I went to see a game with them once.
All right. Well, I think that's probably it for the crossword. Well done, Chris Leatherberry.
Yes. Congrats on your debut.
Yes. But it is Tuesday.
That's right.
Which means it's time for Triplet Tuesday. And for new listeners, Triplet Tuesday is that segment of the podcast where one of us reads 3 clues in decreasing order of difficulty to the other. The answer to all 3 clues is one 3-letter answer. The object is to guess that answer in as few clues as possible. We do this 3 times, hence the name Triplet Tuesday.
You do that so well.
Thank you very much. And today I have the honor of posing the clues. Are you ready?
Oh, I hope so.
And for listeners at home, get ready to hit the pause button. So after I've read the clue, hit pause. Think about it, ponder it, and then see if you can beat Gene. Here we go.
Beat Gene.
Your first clue, Dr. Blank.
Dr. Blank. Dr. Who?
Nope.
Oh.
Good guess, though. Pop fan.
What?
Pop fan.
Pop fan?
Correct.
Pop fan.
Don't give up, listeners. She's stuck. Maybe you aren't.
Pop fan. Groupie. Pop fan.
A hush fell over the audience. Get up, Hush.
Fan. Boy. Bop.
Oh, you have no idea. Dad's partner.
Mom?
Right.
Mom.
Yep. Dr. Mom. Pop fan would be Mom, Pop and Mom.
Oh, okay.
And then Dad's partner, Mom.
Okay.
Yeah, Pop fan was pretty tricky because I got the emphasis just right, so you ignored the fact that it was about Pop.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay.
Well done. That was especially the first one, Doctor. I mean, that could have been anything. I would have expected it to be Dr. Dre, but...
Oh, yeah, it could have been.
All right, here we go. Your next set of clues. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Listeners, are you ready? Can't hear you. Okay, here we go. Magnanimous.
Magnanimous?
Magnanimous.
Well, I'd say big, but it's probably not big. Let's see. Magnanimous.
Magnanimous. I just like to say magnanimous.
Big.
Right.
Oh, really?
Yes. Drat. I was expecting that to be a little harder.
What other words mean magnanimous that are only 3 letters?
Word before, your second clue was word before data or deal.
Big.
Yes. And Tom Hanks movie featuring a giant piano.
Big. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well done. You certainly nailed that one very quickly. Here we go. Your third set of clues. Ankle biter.
Ankle biter.
Correct.
Ankle biter. Dog.
Nope. Youngin.
Tot.
Correct.
Okay.
And your third clue was tater blank.
Okay. I probably would have gotten that.
Yep. All right. Nicely done. So you got them in 3, 1, and 2.
Yep.
You pretty much got all the digits between 1 and 3 inclusive.
I
So
did.
nicely
How
done.
did I do that?
Just sheer brain power.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Well, listeners, we hope you did well on our Triplet Tuesday challenge. Let us know how you did. Crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com or just click on the fan mail link. And that is it for today. We'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.